Hi there, YouTube. My name is Brittany Howard. This is my coming out video on YouTube as being a trans woman. Um, yeah, this is going to be like a pretty much a raw video due to the fact that I'm recording this on my Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus phone. So please forgive me. I know I'm going to be, like stumbling throughout this video, but this is like raw. So, just to give you a little bit of background of myself, I was born on March 18th, 1979 at 11:30 p.m. Um, I was born in Ventura General Hospital, which of course I don't know why I was born in Ventura General Hospital in California, but I was. And I was like, why was I ever born there in the first place? Knowing the fact that my father was in the Navy and he was stationed out of San Diego over there at the naval base. But anyway, I guess they were taking a trip up to San Francisco to spend some time with my family that lived up there, like my aunt Jenny, my cousin Mary Jane, and my cousin Christian. So I guess that was possibly the reason why they were going up that way. And I guess during the way up there, um, I guess my mom got or was in labor during the trip to go from San Diego to San Francisco, where my family lived. And so, because of the fact that my father was in the Navy, um, I guess he put in a week leave to, take a vacation to go see his sister up there and to see my cousins as well. So I thinking that's why I was born in Ventura General in California. Um, and so I guess during that one whole entire week that they were, you know, supposed to go on vacation, I guess during that whole entire week, they decided to be at the hospital after I was born. Because I think the normal, I guess, wait time was 1 week to make sure, I guess to make sure that I was okay and making sure that my mom was okay after giving birth, because that's how long it took after my daughter was born. So I'm guessing that was like a normal time frame, um, to when the mother and child are able to leave the hospital at the time. So just to really make sure that um, both of us are, you know, okay. Because that's what happened when my daughter was born as well. Making sure that my daughter was okay and my ex was okay. So yes, um, the reason why I am a trans woman is because of the fact that I've always known that I was different from, you know, my brothers. Well, before my baby brother was born, I knew I was different from my older brother. And so I've always gravitated towards my cousin Mary Jane, like tremendously gravitated towards her more than I was with my cousin Christian, because I felt like, I felt like I was more connected with her due to the fact that I've always felt like I was, you know, a girl at the time. And so that's pretty much stuck with me throughout my whole entire life, is that I gravitated more towards girls than I did with the guys. I could understand more um, by being around girls than with the guys, because I couldn't, you know, um, I guess I didn't have that that sense of male bonding with the guys. I don't know, but I've always gravitated towards the girls more than I did with the guys throughout my whole entire life. Um, and so every single time I was around my cousin Mary Jane, I've always been around her more than I was with my cousin Christian. Um, I even liked my aunt Jenny quite a bit as well, because of the fact that she was a woman. So when the day, okay, we took another, I guess my father took another week leave. In the military, that means vacation, but you still get paid for it because it's the military. So you always get paid, even though that you're on leave or not. But um, I guess before my brother was born, we were just going up to San Francisco to meet with my aunt Jenny and my cousins, you know, just to be, you know, just having some family time and everything. Um, and then my brother was born in February 11th. So I guess at that time, we didn't know when my baby brother was going to get born, wanted to come out into the real life. So that's why they decided to go ahead and, you know, take vacation during that month and during the time when my baby brother was born. But when we were there in San Fran, um, I guess my baby brother decided to about to, want to come out in the real life. Um, so I guess because of the fact that San Fran is so close to Travis Air Force Base, I guess my parents decided that it would be more beneficial for them to go ahead and drive up to Travis so that way my brother gets born, because I guess they learned their lesson from me on not being born at a, you know, general at a regular hospital. Because yeah, granted, we do have hospitals on the bases. So because of the fact that I was born at Ventura General, I guess they had to pay a big hospital bill for when I was born, and so that taught them they that pretty much taught them a lesson, and so that's why, because of the fact that Travis Air Force Base was so close to San Fran, they decided to go ahead and drive up there, so that way my brother gets born on a military installation instead of being born at just a regular hospital. So they didn't want to, pay another high hospital bill. So I guess at the time the military didn't want to cover it, so um, cover the cost of when I was born. So they just want to be on the safe side and just go drive up to Travis Air Force Base, since it's like maybe 2 hours away. So they were so they left, and they left me and my older brother at my aunt's place. Um, so we were staying with them for, I guess, during the whole entire time that my father was on leave. So, so once again, I've always wanted to be around my cousin Mary Jane, more so than with my cousin Christian, because, like I said, I gravitated more towards her because I've always felt, totally different than my older brother. So, and like I said, throughout life, I've always been more wanted to be more around girls. And so I knew without a shadow of a doubt I should have been a girl a long time ago when I was being, born. But unfortunately, Mother Nature had other plans at the time and decided to make me as the gender I didn't want to be known for. Um, so that's why, you know, that's why I am a trans woman now. But you're probably wondering, why am I coming out as being trans right now versus coming out, being trans when I was, as a child? It's because of the fact that I was born in the late 70s in 1979, and I was raised during the 80s, the 90s. Um, so during that time frame, you know, that was not a good time to, I guess, come out as being trans, because back then that was not as accepted as being trans now. And so pretty much growing up, um another reason why I knew when I was younger that I should have been a girl all along is by, okay, I actually, okay, you know how some kids um, dresses in their, like, say for a boy, boys like to be dressed as like their father. They try their father's shoes, suit, or whatever the case may be. But for me, it wasn't like that. I've always uh, wore my mother's clothes. So once again, I didn't like the fact that I was born as a boy and that I should have been born as a girl. So for a long time, I would say when I was like 10 years old, that's when I decided to start wearing my mother's clothes. And that went on ever since 10, 11, 12, you know, during during that time. And I was like, back then I thought I was just, a cross dresser kind of a thing. But I've always known that I loved wearing women's clothing. Even even back when basically when I was like 12 years old, my family and I lived in North Carolina for such a long time. And so when I was 12 years old and my mother, brought allowed a friend of hers, how we like to say, she let a girlfriend of hers come, move in, stay with us, you know, for a while until she was able to, get on her feet, kind of a thing, like getting her life together, I guess. Um, so, okay, so because of the fact that, okay, just to let you guys know, I'm always attracted towards women. So even after I have everything done, like surgery wise and everything, I'm still going to be attracted towards women, not men. So that wouldn't mean that I would be, considered as a lesbian. So, because of the fact that, she moved in with us, I thought she was very beautiful, hot, and sexy. So, I faked I faked being sick. I stayed home while everybody was at work, at school, and okay, so I tried on my mom's girlfriend's clothes. And it's all because of the fact that she was very beautiful. Not to say that my mom's not very beautiful, because she is. I'm I'm not attracted towards my mom, so it's like, ugh. But I was very attracted towards her at that age, and so she had some, you know, beautiful and sexy clothes, and so I tried her clothes on, and I was like, wow. At the time, I was like, wow, I look really good. And I kept on thinking in the back of my mind that I wish I could have been born as a girl. tremendously. So after that, my mom got married, and so because of the fact that she got married, um, my mom's girlfriend at the time couldn't stay with us anymore. So, you know, she had to move out because my mom got married to my ex stepfather at that time. And I'm gonna, say that I actually, okay, I know I gravitated more towards, the girls than the guys, but I really liked my ex stepfather tremendously because you know, he was really good to us, kids. And okay, I'm going to put his name out there. His name is Angelo Patrick Perino. He's an Italian Irish mix. So I've always, you know, I really liked him because I could have seen being adopted by him because he was a really good father, a really good father figure at the time too, because of the fact that my actual father, you know, he really didn't care too much for us kids, to be quite honest. The only one that he really cared about deeply was only my mom, not us kids. And I was like, okay, that was like totally wrong. You should be, into the woman that you married and into the kids that you brought into this world, kind of a thing. But he wasn't like that. He just wanted to do things with my mom and not do things with us kids. Even though he. But anyway, I'm pretty sure he might be hearing me right now because he passed away like, I guess, 4 or 5 years ago now. Um, so, you know, but to get back to at that time, so yeah, I can honestly say that I wanted him to be a father to us kids. It got to the point where I wanted to, you know, carry his last name. Because of the fact that he was a really good father. And so he had, so therefore, my stepfather, Angelo, he had a previous marriage and a daughter in that marriage. Her name was Nicole Perino. And so when she was introduced into our lives, I was like so happy that, I finally have a sister. That, I was very happy that I finally have a sister. And so whenever she was around us, I've always wanted to be, around her, because I felt like at the time I can somewhat relate to her because of the fact that she is a girl. Um, and because of the fact that, like I said, I gravitate more towards girls than I do with guys. So I wanted to, I actually wanted to spend more time with her than my brothers. But anyway, yeah. So I was very happy that I have a sister, and even though that Angelo and my mom got divorced like so long ago, I've always seen Nicole as my sister, always. So even after they got divorced, I've never stopped thinking that Nicole was my sister. I've always seen her as my sister for a long time. And because of the fact that since my ex stepfather, Angelo, since he didn't have like full custody of Nicole, and that Nicole's mom had full custody over her, um, and so I was like, after they got divorced, I was like, oh my god, we will never get to see my sister ever again. And being the fact that we are still part of the military, you know, before my parents got divorced, we got stationed to go to Okinawa, Japan, over there at Camp Foster slash Camp Butler Marine Corps base in Okinawa. So, but before we moved, during the summer of 91, because that's when we were PCSing or moving, for those of you that don't know what PCSing is. But before we moved, we decided to go ahead and bring my sister up from Virginia to New York, so that way we could see her one more time before we actually have to get on a international flight out of JFK. Um, so that was happening, and so we spent one more time with my sister, and that was the last time I got to see my sister for